After a dirty December in 2019, recall that the year 2020 started on a good note, with hopes and aspirations, until an alien invaded the planet. Corona. And Christmas in the shadows of a pandemic.
The year 2020 has been a trying time, not only for Nigerians, but for the world generally. This is because of the novel coronavirus, which impacted the economy negatively. The first case of the coronavirus disease was confirmed in Nigeria by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control on the 27th of February 2020. To curb the spread of the pandemic, a nationwide lockdown was imposed between March and August 2020, and several families found it difficult to survive the impacts of the disruption on their daily commercial activities. Jobs were lost as several companies could not afford to pay salaries, while other companies chose salary reductions as a way of staying in business. Unfortunately, Nigeria has since recorded thousands of COVID-19 cases, with people losing their lives. Early in October, after a video emerged of police officers thought to be members of the SARS unit allegedly killing an unarmed young man. This prompted Nigerian youths, the Sorosoke generation, to troop to Twitter, calling on the federal government to implement police reform with the hashtag END SARS, End Police Brutality, and many more. The hashtags trended on Twitter as Nigerian youths aired their pain and experiences online. What started out as a peaceful demonstration by thousands of youths degenerated into chaos after the protests were hijacked by hoodlums. The hijacked protests led to mob attacks on security personnel, killings, and vandalization of public and private properties, leaving many people out of business. However, this series of events led to the downtrodden of the economy. Nigeria's annual inflation rate climbed for a 15th straight month to 14.89% in November of 2020 from 14.23% in October. It is still the highest inflation rate since February 2018, with food prices such as bag of rice, tomato paste, rising as a result of the adverse effects of the COVID-19 crisis, violent farm attacks, and recent Naira devaluation. Let us join Ayomide on the streets of Lagos as Nigerians share their perspectives on the plan for Christmas.
Kérésìmesì yìí máa dé o, ẹ̀yin ènìyàn. Ẹyọ, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀, ẹ fi ijó sí o. It's a beautiful day in the city of Lagos, and we are here on the streets of Lagos to talk to people about how they plan to celebrate Christmas regarding all that has happened in this year. We've had the pandemic, to the END SARS, and now it is recession. How do people plan on spending Christmas, even with the hike in price and all things being expensive? So join me as we go on this journey.
Uh, 2020 in one word. 2020 in one word. It's been full of surprises anyways.
2020 COVID-19, I think it sees the period of active period of like 6 or 7 months.
This is the year I found love, and I never expected myself to find love in such a very, very hectic time.
2020 in one word. 2020 in one word. It's it's been full of surprises anyways. Someone was saying something yesterday that rain fell yesterday in December. I can't really remember the last time rain fell in December. 2020, it came with some good side of it, came with some bad side, but I don't want a year like 2020 again. I don't want a year like 2020. Someone's going to ask me, I wish 2020 should just go like that, and 2021 should be a better year, full of a lot of things and success, sound health and all.
2020, COVID-19, I think it sees the active period of like 6 or 7 months. We were fully indoor. Almost more than half of the year was covered with COVID-19. Then the incidence of END SARS too now come up again. And I believe people to come out for END SARS, they were angry with the situation. They were not happy. They want a lot of things to be put in place in which the government was not responding to. And the END SARS now, we are seeing END SARS. Although actively, it looks as if END SARS has ended, but it doesn't end. If you look at it, we are seeing part of it, we are seeing in it. So we can say with the 2 months, that was not part of those other months that was carried away with all these happenings. 2 months is not enough for somebody that has a plan for a whole year to come, for his plan to come into place. So it wasn't enough. So as a result, it affected Christmas.
Yeah, concerning the year 2020, I believe it's a tough year for everybody. Everybody have their own share of 2020. And for me personally, I feel 2020 has been a year of hardship, but I believe that that hardship has been turned into something different because I practically made use of my indoor stay. I actually, I'm a business development officer, so I'm also a programmer. So I've been using those times to write programs, to develop websites. So also, this is a year I found love, and I never expected myself to find love in such a very, very hectic time. So I actually plan to spend my December with my girlfriend, and maybe we go to Elegushi Beach and have some nice time. Hopefully, if she's available.
Okay, for me, 2020 is a year that everyone really had a lot to learn. That it's not all about what you can do all the time or how much you have all the time. You've got to just see life the way it is. And it has actually brought a lot of people together as well. That's one thing I've seen. It has brought a lot of people together as well. See family members coming together, and that's really fun. And there are more business insights that actually came through the whole pandemic lockdown and all that. People were able to devise new means to make more money and all. So that's it for me.
It hasn't been easy, but with God by our side, we've been escaping through. Then aside from me working in an organization where I work in an office, I also have a shop running a little business there, because I believe one cannot live by just only one means in this country.
As for Christmas this year, I'll just celebrate the way it comes. Of course, there's a hike and everything. I'll simply just spend the little I have and not overspend, because there's a new year coming around. So I have to plan for the new year as well. So it's whatsoever I can afford this Christmas that I will spend, and I would advise every other person to do the same. Don't just overspend. Just do the little you could do. So that's it for me.
Well, we're still going to celebrate it, but not. It doesn't look like it's going to be the way it has been. Because why? With present section, I'll tell you the truth. Things has not been like this. When I start growing, start differentiating between left and right, and when my parents start celebrating the Christmas for me, but then I haven't started working. I know then there were things there for us, and when I started growing, I started doing things myself too. I've been enjoying it, but for this year, with this recession I'm seeing, things has not been going well. I'll tell you the truth. We fight hard to meet up with a lot of things.
Actually, that varies anyways. When it comes to anything relating to income, it's not something that is actually is not equal. Everyone has the way they are going to go about it, but there's no how. Even if you are this kind of person who has enough, you still feel it one way or the other. If you are this kind of person who on the norms cooks maybe 6 dereka and probably share it to your fellow housemate and all, yeah, I don't think anybody will want to do that, or it kind of reduce and kind of be economical this time around, you get. So I feel for me, I still trust on God anyways, so that's how it's going to be.
Well, I think largely that depends on the government. If there are lockdowns, I mean, if there's any lockdown in place, there's nothing anybody could do about that. But if there's no strict lockdown on ground, I think people could actually go out, observing social distancing as they've been observing for the past 3 months or so. So I feel that people could actually go out if government does not put anything in place. So that's it for me.
Plan to celebrate Christmas, going by everything that has happened this year, and it's been a long year anyways. Find somewhere to go, leave Lagos, that's the basic point. The whole stress, the whole year, it's Lagos, everything has been kind of stressful. Leave Lagos, go to one state or travel somewhere for relaxation. Everything off my mind.
Yeah, I think everything goes, we in Nigerians, we always find a way around everything. Fela already said, suffering and smiling. Everybody always, look for a way of getting over these problems. Even if we have to pay extra, we get used to it. We easily get used to anything in Nigeria. So I believe no matter how high the price is, we are still going to celebrate and have fun.
Well, was planning to go with the family on a Lagos tour. Like 3 days tour.
But guess what? It's Christmas. A time to be merry. A time to deck the halls and bring out Fiji puddings. A time for carols and sweet melodies. A time of the year when the heart is open and the spirit free. To help others and spread love. If only these attitudes could last all year long.